So here's a clip. So Russian warship in Cuba are no threat, U.S. says. All right, no problem. So this is a few hours ago. U.S. officials have played down Wednesday's arrival of 4 Russian naval vessels in Cuba for military drills. The visit of the vessels, which include a nuclear-powered submarine, not a big deal. I mean, it's just a nuclear-powered submarine and a frigate, have been seen as a show of force amid Moscow's tensions with the West over the war in Ukraine. They are anchored at the Havana Bay, some 90 miles from the U.S. state of Florida. We, of course, take it seriously, but these exercises don't pose a threat to the United States. The Russian moves are consistent with the routine naval visits that we've seen under different administrations. Press Secretary Sabrina Singh added. Russia's defense ministry says Admiral Gorshkov frigate and the Kazan submarine are both carriers of advanced weapons, including hypersonic missiles, Zircon. They earlier conducted missile drills in the Atlantic. But Cuba's foreign ministry says none of the vessels have nuclear arms on board, and their 5-day visit does not pose a threat to the region. Now, obviously, we have to sit there and believe that. But that just happened last night, folks, when you were asleep. Russia shows up out of nowhere. Tom, how normal is this? Is this a tactic? Is Putin trying to send a message? What do you think this is?
This, excuse me, sorry about that. This is a show of force by Russia. Number one, that they are calling a visit to Cuba, and they are basically, while Biden is president, sailing right on by into Cuba and making their point. We can do whatever we want. This is a result of weak leadership in the United States. And now you have the U.S. government saying, oh, it's no threat. This stuff happens all the time. And they're saying that because they don't want to appear weak. But if you think the chairman of the Joint Chiefs and you think that really the U.S. Intelligence and defense community underneath the covers like this and think this is okay, you're kidding yourself. This is not okay.
Well, this is scary stuff. We never want to hear Russia in Cuba. 1960s, 1962, I want to say JFK was the president right there. There was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Fidel Castro, communist, socialist. Cuba this was during the Cold War. Everything with that was very scary. My father would tell me stories about how as kids, they would have to hide under their desks and everything like that. Thank God, these days there's a lot of kids have to worry about other things in school shootings out there, and it's pretty unfortunate. But back in the day, kids would literally have to hide under their desk for fear of nuclear war. And just the fact that this is happening, you know how far Cuba is from here? 90 miles from the south of Florida, from the Keys. So scary, not a comforting feeling. And I'm wondering the last time this happened, that's my first question. And then, look, Joe Biden, Russia and Ukraine, war, Israel, Gaza. I think there's a new situation going on in Yemen that's been resurfaced. We've seen what's happened in the withdrawal of Afghanistan. Look, I'll be critical of Trump, but I'll also be critical of Biden. Weak, feckless leadership. This is kind of shit that happens.
Yeah, and to all those idiots that were posting Ukrainian flags on your social media and those stupid-ass pins, how stupid do you feel right now? Russia is literally going to be putting missiles. They're trying to put hypersonic missiles to Cuba, which, by the way, our missiles can't intercept. We don't even have that technology. So I'm happy that everybody that was screaming that World War III nonsense, congratulations. Yeah, congratulations. Look, like, this is like out of the movie Red October. Like, that is the biggest FU. You want to talk about show of force, bro? That's 66 miles away. Rob, what'd you say? Oh, it turned into 25 miles?
They reported 25 miles off the coast of Key Largo, which is in the Keys.
Yeah, congratulations. Put another pin on your stupid-ass shirt.
Yeah, they're not going down there to get some contraband cohibas.
No, they're not.
Has the State Department or the Department of Defense made a public statement about this? Because this is not something that we should just kind of treat lightly and casually talk about. Is there a statement
like
that's
Kirby
been put out?
Them? Those guys are. I mean, they have no idea. They don't give a shit.
I just read it.
I would hope that they give a shit, Vinny.
Well, Adam, but here's the thing. Adam,
I would hope that they care about our country.
Adam, you follow the news. The fact that you haven't seen it and this has already been 24 hours, what does that say?
We, of course, take this seriously, but these exercises don't pose a threat to the United States, says the Pentagon.
Yeah,
That's
sure.
what I read earlier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you believe that?
So,
Pat?
listen, for me, when I see something like this at the peak
Yeah.
at the peak of what they're going through right now. Russia, Ukraine is still going on. You got all these relationships. And by the way, a part of it has to do with the fact that there were some weapons that were sent to used to attack Russia that were American weapons given to Ukraine. This is what the reaction is to. I don't know where I read that. But Rob, if you can find that, the fact that they're not happy that U.S. Helped Ukraine with certain weapons that have hits. I'm trying to read the article here too. National Security Jake Sullivan reported Wednesday that the U.S. is closely monitoring the Russian military drills in the Atlantic, adding that there's no evidence of Russia's interfering with any missiles to Cuba. Experts believe that the exercise is a show of force by Kremlin. The warships are a reminder to Washington that it is unpleasant when an adversary meddles in your near abroad, says Benjamin. Anyways, I'm sure we're going to learn more about this later on today.
Yes.
It also reminds Russian friends in the region, including U.S. antagonists Cuba and Venezuela, that Moscow is on their side. Russian ships and submarines have been docked in Havana since 2008 as part of Russian military exercise. U.S. officials say they expect the latest round of vessels to remain in the region through the summer with a possible stop scheduled in Venezuela.
What was that part thing in 2008? What was that?
They've had a vessel in Cuba since 2008.
Okay. Yeah,
They've had
that's why I'm wondering how often this thing's happening, because we know they've had relations, this communism and everything that's going on there. By the way, you know who I do trust is the Miami Herald, because they kind of vested interest in what's going on in Cuba, because 50% of our population down here is Cuban political refugees, and the Miami Herald does a great job of covering this. So I checked what they did. This 24 hours ago, Russian warships, nuclear submarine enter Havana. We are watching this as under watch by U.S. destroyers. So it's not like this is going unnoticed. Let's just hope that cooler heads prevail.
So if you're out there doing your part as a father, picking up your responsibilities, not giving it up to somebody else to do. You wake up every single morning thinking about how to raise better kids, thinking about how to raise better future leaders in the world. I applaud you. I respect you. I want to tell you what we're doing this weekend, Rob. If you want to pull it up, we just launched a new wallet. This is a wallet I've been wearing for almost 6 months. This is the only, I gave up my Fendi wallet. I gave up all the fancy wallets. I wear the Valuetainment wallet. I have it in brown and I have it in black. And this is how it works. You got cash in here. You put it very easy. Your ID here. You pull it out. Credit card comes out. It's very simple. I keep my cards here, my credit cards here. This is all I need. It's leather. Valuetainment officially launched. We have a limited supply. It will sell out just like the numbered hat sold out a couple weeks ago. Anybody for Father's Day that orders one of these wallets gets a free hat, Future Looks Bright hat, for free. So place the order, limited supplies. You place the order, brown or black, you get a hat being sent your way as well. If you have a father, you want to gift them something, gift them this wallet with the hat. And if you're married, watching this, to all the ladies watching this, your husband loves the PBD podcast, order them this wallet for Father's Day and get a hat on top of it for free. Rob, they can go to vtmerch.com to see it. And this is where the link is at. Rob, let's make sure we put the link below as well. And for those of you that are watching the Spotify and Apple, go to vtmerch.com for the entire weekend of Father's Day. This will be there. However, I'm telling you, we don't have a lot of these. This is a few hundred of these wallets that we have. They'll be gone in no time.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.